Hi everyone, my name is Wei Yong and today I will be presenting my individual assignment based on my visit to Zoo Negara, Malaysia. For this assignment, I've visited Zoo Negara to explore how it supports early science learning for young children. During my visit, I observed various animal exhibits, their habitats, and the learning opportunities they provide for preschool children. In this presentation, I will discuss the early science exploration and science skill that children can develop during the visit, 10 post-visit classroom activities, a science learning center that I designed based on the zoo theme, and evidence of my visit. The purpose of my visit to Zoo Negara was to explore how a real-life environment can promote early science learning for preschool children. Unlike learning through only books or pictures, children are able to observe real animals, compare their characteristics, ask questions, and investigate the world around them. These authentic experiences help children understand scientific concepts in a meaningful and memorable way. During my visit, I focused on 4 important aspects of early science education. The first is collaboration and teamwork. Children can work together to observe animals, discuss what they notice, and share ideas with one another. The second is child-centered inquiry-based learning. Children are encouraged to ask questions, investigate, and discover answers through their own observations instead of only listening to explanations. The third is teacher's role. The teacher acts as a facilitator by asking open-ended questions, encouraging discussion, and extending children's thinking rather than simply providing answers. Finally, Zoo Negara provides appropriate material, time, and space that allows children to explore, investigate, and learn science in a safe and engaging environment. Zoo Negara provides many opportunities for children to develop curiosity and scientific thinking. When children see animals such as giraffes, elephants, tigers, and penguins, they naturally become curious and begin asking questions. For example, they may ask why giraffes have long necks, why penguins cannot fly, or why elephants have trunks. These questions encourage inquiry and scientific exploration. During the visit, children develop several important science process skills. The first skill is observation, as children carefully examine animals' body parts, colors, sizes, movements, and behaviors. The second skill is comparison. Children compare different animals by identifying similarities and differences. They also learn classification by grouping animals into categories such as mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish. Another important skill is prediction. Children can predict how an animal may behave before observing it. Finally, children develop communication skills by discussing their observations with classmates and sharing their ideas. These science process skills help children become active learners and encourage a lifelong interest in science. Through my visit to Zoo Negara, I've identified 4 important science concepts that preschool children can learn. The first concept is living things and their basic needs. Children learn that animals are living things because they need food, water, air, and shelter to survive. During my visit, I observed elephants eating plants while penguins were fed fish. This helped children understand that different animals have different diets and basic needs. The teacher can extend learning by asking questions such as, why does the elephant eat grass instead of meat? Or, what would happen if animals do not have water? The second concept is animal habitats. Children learn that every animal lives in a habitat that provides the resources needed for survival. For example, the tiger enclosure contains trees, rocks, and ponds to resemble a forest habitat, while the penguins are kept in a cool environment similar to their natural habitat. Children begin to understand that different environments support different animals. The third concept is animal adaptations. Children discover that animals have special body parts that help them to survive. For example, giraffes have long necks to reach up high trees. Elephants uses their trunk to drink water and pick up food. And flamingos have long legs to walk in shallow water ponds. These adaptations will help animals to survive in their environment. The fourth concept is animal life cycles and growth. Children learn that animals grow and change throughout their lives. By observing young and adult animals, they understand that living things experience different stages of growth and development. Throughout these learning experiences, the teacher encourages scientific thinking by asking open-ended questions and guiding children to make connections between their observations and scientific concepts. Now, I will be talking about 10 post-classroom activities that I've suggested after the trip. My first activity is called Animal Classification Game. In this activity, children work in small groups to sort toy animals or picture cards into different categories such as mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish. This activity encourages early science exploration because children carefully observe the physical characteristics of each animal and investigate how scientists classify living things based on their similarities and differences. This activity also promotes collaboration because children discuss their ideas, explain their reasoning, and listen to different opinions, and lastly, they work together to reach a group decision. The teacher's role is to prepare the animal picture cards and guide children's thinking by asking questions open-endedly like, why do you think the penguin belongs to the bird group? Or, what similarities do these animals have? Instead of giving the answers directly, the teacher encourages children to justify their thinking and supports collaborative discussions. The science process skills developed includes observing, comparing, classifying, and communication. Children observe body features such as feathers, furs, scales, and the number of legs before deciding which category each animal belongs to. For my second activity is build an animal habitat. Children will work together in groups using natural materials such as sand, leaves, rocks, sticks, grass, and toy animals to create different animal habitats. This activity encourages early science exploration because children investigate the environments that different animals need in order to survive. They think about where animals live and why certain habitats are suitable. Children can collaborate by sharing materials, discussing ideas, assigning responsibilities, and working together to complete each habitat. The teacher prepares materials and encourages inquiry by asking questions, such as, why does tiger need trees? Or, would a penguin survive in the desert? Why? The teacher facilitates discussion while allowing children to explore and discover their own answer. The science process skills developed includes observation, investigation, prediction, and problem solving. Next, we have Zoo Scavenger Hunt. Children work in pairs to search for hidden animal pictures around the classroom using a checklist. The activity encourages science exploration because children carefully observe their surroundings and recall information they learned during the Zoo Negara visit. Collaboration is promoted because children help one another to search for animals, discuss clues, and complete the checklist together. The teacher prepares the scavenger hunt, provides the checklist, and encourages children to describe the animals they found. Teacher asks questions like, "How did you know this was a giraffe?" or "Which habitat does this animal belong to reinforce scientific thinking. The science process skills include observation, identification, recording information, and communication. Moving on, I have animal footprint investigation, where children examine different animal footprints and match them with the correct animals. They can also make footprints using paint or Play-Doh. This activity encourages science exploration because children investigate how body structures relate to the movement and survival. Children will collaborate by comparing footprints together, discussing their observation, and agreeing on the correct answer before matching the cards. The teacher will provide the footprint cards and encourage scientific thinking by asking questions such as, "Why is the elephant's footprint much larger than a monkey's?" Or, "How do these footprints help animal move?" So, the scientific process skill developed includes observation, comparing, and prediction. For my fifth activity, I have animal diet sorting. Children will sort picture cards of food into herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore categories. This activity helps children to investigate the different diets of animals and understand that food is essential for survival. Children will be collaborating by discussing which food belongs to each category before placing the cards together. The teacher introduced the 3 diet groups before the activity and asked guiding questions such as, "Why can't a lion eat grass?" or "Why does giraffe eat leaves?" These will help children to think critically before the activity while supporting collaborative learning. And the science skill we have is classification, observation, reasoning, and communication. Up next, we have camouflage investigation, where a teacher will be hiding animal pictures around the classroom against different colored backgrounds. Children will work together to search for the hidden animals. Well, this activity will encourage children to investigate how camouflage can help these animals to hide from predators and survive in the nature. Children will be working together, working in groups to search in different areas and helping one another to find the animal. The teacher will extend children learning by asking questions such as, "Why was this animal difficult to find?" "How does camouflage protect animals?" So, throughout this activity, children will develop observation, inquiry, prediction, and communication. Next, we have animal life cycle sequencing. Children arrange picture cards showing the stages of an animal's life cycle into correct order. This activity encourages science exploration because children investigate how living things grow and change over time. They will be collaborating by discussing the correct order and explaining their ideas to their classmates. The teacher will help to prepare the sequencing cards and ask questions like, "Which stage comes first?" "How is the baby animal different from the adult?" to encourage deeper thinking. The science process skill includes observation, sequencing, comparing, and communication. I also have Measure Like a Giraffe activity, where children will be using measuring tapes or connecting blocks to compare the heights of different toy animals or classroom objects. This activity will encourage science exploration when children investigate measurements and comparison while connecting their observations to the animal they saw at Zoo Negara. They are also collaborating because they are working in pairs to measure the objects, compare their findings, and discuss which objects are taller or shorter. The teacher first demonstrates how to use the measuring tape or blocks correctly and encourages children to use measurement vocabulary such as taller, shorter, tallest, and shortest. The teacher also guides children to compare and explain their results. The science process skill that children can develop is measuring, comparing, recording, and communicating. For the ninth activity is animal sound guessing game. Children will listen to recorded animal sounds and identify the matching animals using picture cards. This activity will allow children to use their sense of hearing to investigate different animal characteristics and behaviors. Children are collaborating by discussing their ideas before making a group decision about the correct animal. The teacher will play one sound at a time and encourage children to justify their answers by asking questions such as, "What made you think this was a lion? Have you heard this sound during our visit to Zoo Negara?" The science process skill that children are able to develop includes listening, observation, predicting, and communication. We've come to our final activity, which is the zoo role play. Children will be pretending to be zookeepers, veterinarians, zoo visitors, and different animals. This activity will help children to apply what they learn about animal habitats, food, behavior, and animal care through imaginative play. The children are working together because they are sharing roles, communicating with one another, solving problems together, and caring for the toy animal as a team. The teacher prepares role-play area with toy animal, veterinary tools, feeding bowls, costumes, and habitat props. During the activity, the teacher introduced different scenarios such as treating an injured animal or feeding the animals while encouraging children to communicate, investigate, and solve problems independently. So, throughout this activity, children would develop observation, communication, inquiry, and problem solving. Based on my visit to Zoo Negara, I designed a Zoo Discovery Science Learning Center to extend children's science learning in the classroom. The Learning Center includes 5 areas: an Animal Observation Corner, Habitat Exploration Corner, Animal Investigation Table, Reading Corner, and Creative Art Corner. At the Observation Corner, children use magnifying glasses to observe toy animals and record what they notice. At the Habitat Exploration Corner, children build habitats using sand, leaves, rocks, and toy animals. The investigation table contains feathers, shells, artificial fur, and magnifying glasses for children to compare different texture and structures. The Reading Corner will provide materials like storybooks, encyclopedia, animal life cycle charts to encourage further exploration. Finally, at the Creative Art Corner allows children to create animals and habitats using clay, recycled materials, paint, and colored paper. These learning areas encourages children to observe, compare, investigate, communicate, and solve problems through hands-on exploration. The teacher's role is to prepare stimulating materials, facilitate inquiry by asking open-ended questions, encourage teamwork, observe children's learning, and extend their understanding through meaningful discussions. Overall, this Zoo Discovery Science Learning Center provides a child-centered environment where children can continue exploring the science concept they learned during the zoo visit. In conclusion, my visit to Zoo Negara provided valuable opportunities to explore how real-life experiences can support early science learning in preschool children. Throughout the visit, children can develop important science concepts including living things and their basic needs, habitats, animal adaptations, and life cycles. They also develop science process skills such as observation, comparison, classification, prediction, investigation, and communication through meaningful interactions with the animals and their environment. The 10 post-visit classroom activities and the Zoo Discovery Science Learning Center further extend children's learning by providing hands-on, inquiry-based experience that encourage collaboration, curiosity, and problem solving. Overall, Zoo Negara is an excellent learning environment that promotes child-centered science learning that helps children to build a strong foundation for future scientific understanding. This field trip has been a meaningful learning experience for me as an early childhood educator in the future. Through this assignment, I gained a deeper understanding of how authentic learning experiences can make science more meaningful and engaging for young children. I realized that children learn best when they are given opportunities to observe, explore, ask questions, and investigate their surroundings. I also learned that the teacher plays a crucial role as a facilitator by preparing stimulating learning environments, asking open-ended questions, encouraging inquiry, and supporting children's collaborative learning. Here are some of the photo evidence for the Zoo Negara visit. That will be the end of my presentation. Thank you.